My name is Nina Fennell and I work as a journalist specifically reporting on sexual assault. So I decided to work in this particular area of journalism after being a survivor myself and having other media report on my case. And the thing that I learned from that is that there are little things that, had they been done a little bit differently, it could have really changed the outcome of how I felt about how my story was told.
So my name's Harrison James. I'm a survivor of child sexual abuse. I'm an activist and the co-founder of the Your Reference Ain't Relevant campaign. We have to let people, no matter who they are, tell their story in their own words and honour that and believe it in the moment. And that's something that we should really strive towards.
My name's Dani Villafania. I'm a campaigner, survivor advocate, and I'm a co-founder of Youth Against Sexual Violence Australia. I've dedicated the past few years to advocating for other young victim survivors of sexual violence, particularly those who have been impacted in their school contexts. When we see media reporting on violence inappropriately, it can have the outcome of perpetuating really harmful stereotypes that don't help survivors. It can be, at times, a really positive tool to bring about social change.
One of the things that I tell other journalists is that the survivor will remember the process and how they felt during that process, just as much as they will remember the final piece of journalism or the final outcome. And the media plays a role in shaping the wider conversation around child sexual violence. And that's a really important responsibility. And I think one thing that the media can do better is to report fairly, ethically, and accurately. Language is powerful, language matters. The language we choose to use and the language we also choose not to use has a powerful impact, not just on the readership, but also on the survivor themselves. We can be contributing to myths and stereotypes which make disclosure and reporting and empathy more difficult.
It's a crime that is rife with expert levels of manipulation and coercion, and to encapsulate that in a single article is rather difficult, but we have to ensure that the gravity is showcased. We have to ensure that survivors are heard, that their voices are uplifted and taken very seriously. Media shapes public perception. If we don't use that responsibility or understand that responsibility, we're going to fail survivors.
Firstly, acknowledge that there is a power differential between you and the survivor. Spend time asking the survivor what's important to them, what do they want to get out of this process. Don't make assumptions either, because every survivor is different. Also understanding that safety looks really different for each person. If a journalist sets out to build quick trust, that's often very problematic because we're talking about a group of people who have already had their trust violated. So if your goal is to accelerate intimacy artificially, then very likely you're recreating dynamics of grooming. So for me, I don't think about it in terms of building trust. I think about it in terms of how do you build safety? And part of that is about being honest about the limitations of journalism and being accurate in what the process is about and what's going to happen. You don't want to overpromise and underdeliver for a survivor because that will exacerbate the harm and that will exacerbate their feelings of powerlessness and vulnerability.
I think being transparent and honest and opening a conversation with the victim survivor you're working with can be really important in making sure that it's an empowering and positive experience for them.
We know that there are a lot of journalists who want to do this work well and they want to do it responsibly and ethically. And it is hard work to be hearing the stories and working with trauma. It's also hard if you're carrying your own trauma, which is why I think it's really important that there is resourcing and support, not just for victim survivors, but also for journalists. Thankfully, there are supports and resources available for journalists and editors and others who want to do this work well. There are some great resources available for journalists and editors who want to learn more. One is the media guides by childsafety.gov.au. There's also the DART Centre. Whether or not we're doing that work well is not just a question of our intentions. We can have the best intentions in the world and still be doing harm. We have to acknowledge that and we have to reflect on our own practice.
The one thing that I would want the people of Australia to know about child sexual abuse is that it is simply not enough to just listen to these stories. We must have the courage to act upon them. The more we talk about this, the more we shine that light on it, the more we get closer to a world without child sexual abuse.